everyone love to eat different food items, isn't it? Let us now learn about various food that we eat.
Food we eat. Raw food, fruits. We eat a variety of foods every day. In our daily food, along with our rice, chapati and dals, there may be also vegetables, fruits, nuts, milk and milk products. Most of the food we eat is cooked. The fruits and vegetables grown in the fields and gardens can be eaten raw. We eat ripe bananas, mangoes, custard apples without cooking them. We also eat some vegetables, cooking them. We also eat some vegetables, leafy vegetables, dried fruits, nuts and oily seeds even without cooking. Fruits like amla, oranges, lime and some green leafy vegetables contain plenty of vitamins and minerals. These nutrients are lost when they are cooked. Raw vegetables and fruits are good for health, so they can be eaten daily to maintain good health. Mango, guava, custard apple, banana, grapes, jackfruit are some of the fruits that we eat often. We get many types of fruits in different seasons. It is healthy to eat at least one seasonal fruit a day. Vegetables such as cucumber, carrot, radish, sweet potato, tomato, onion, chilies can be eaten raw. Leaves of coriander and curry leaves are also added to the food in raw state. By eating sprouted seeds, we get good nutrients to our body. They contain plenty of proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, and vitamins. Sprouted seeds increase the quality of the diet and they provide health to our body. We should take sufficient care while eating raw foods. Some fruits are overripe and rotten. They contain germs which spoil our health, so we should not eat such fruits. Vegetables are grown in different places. Manures and fertilizers are used for raising the crops. The soil and the water used to grow crops are dirty and contain disease-causing germs. Fruits and vegetables are handled by many persons before they reach the market. As a result, they may be contaminated with germs. Some hawkers sell cut fruit bits in open baskets and carts. Flies sit on these open fruits. They deposit harmful germs on them. We should not buy and eat exposed cut fruit bits. Wash the fruits and vegetables thoroughly with clean water before you eat them. Add a little salt to the water used for washing the vegetables. It will kill the germs. It is better to eat fruits and vegetables in fresh condition, but they are to be washed before use. Important points. Most of the food we eat is cooked. Some foods like fresh fruits, dry fruits, some vegetables, nuts and oily seeds are taken without cooking. Fruits, vegetables and leafy vegetables are rich in vitamins and minerals. They are lost when they are cooked. Raw vegetables and leaves can be cut into pieces and can be added to our food. Salads and chutney with curd can be prepared with them. By eating sprouts of wheat, ragi, green gram, Bengal gram, we get good amount of nutrients to our body. Before eating raw vegetables and fruits, they are to be washed thoroughly with clean water or salt water. Otherwise, germs will enter our body along with the food and cause disease. Better to eat fruits in fresh condition.
Teacher, we don't eat raw food all the time, so tell us more about cooked food.
Raja, raw food is healthier than cooked food. Let's now learn about cooking our food.
We learned that some foods are cooked before eating and some foods like fruits and some vegetables are eaten raw. Advantages of cooking food. Cooking improves food in several ways. It improves the taste and flavor of food. It makes the food soft and easily digestible. It kills harmful germs contained in some food. There are different methods of cooking food. They are boiling, steaming, frying, baking, and roasting. Boiling. This is the most common method of cooking. Rice, dals, and vegetables are cooked by this method by adding sufficient quantity of water. Steaming. Water is boiled in a container. The steam that comes from boiling water is used for cooking. Idlis are cooked by this method. Frying. Cooking in heated oil or ghee is called frying. Small amounts of oil are used for frying curries, cutlets, omelette, and chapatis. Some items are fried in large quantity of oil. They are difficult to digest. Dishes such as puris, vadas, bhaji, and samosa are fried in a deep layer of oil. Fried food is tasty, but it cannot be easily digested. By frying, many vitamins are lost. Steaming and boiling are the best methods of cooking. The loss of nutrients is less in these methods. So, food items cooked by boiling or steaming are good for health than the fried foods. Pressure cooker. Nowadays, in many houses, pressure cookers are being used for cooking food. In pressure cookers, food is cooked in plenty of steam produced in it. Some of the advantages in using pressure cookers. Baking. Biscuits, cakes, bread, and bun are cooked by hot air. This process of cooking by hot air is called baking. Roasting. Some foods are roasted directly on fire or hot container or dry vessels. Maize, Bengal gram, seeds, groundnuts, peas, papad are roasted. We add salt, chili powder, masalas to the cooked food items. They increase the taste and flavor of the food. It is not good for health to use too much chilies and masalas in the food. Better methods of cooking food. Rice should be washed thoroughly in a little water to clean it from dirt or other matter. Enough water should be added to rice for cooking. Cooking soda should not be added to pulses for fast cooking. Vitamins will be lost by cooking soda. Vegetables must be washed well in excess of water before cooking. They should be cut into largest possible bits. Enough of water is used for cooking these foods. Overcooking of vegetables is avoided. Any extra water left after cooking can be added to soups or other liquid preparations. Food should always be cooked in vessels with the lids on them. For certain vegetables, peel off the skin very thin. Vegetables such as potatoes can be cooked with the skin on. The skin can be peeled later. Leafy tops of the onions, radish, and cauliflower can be utilized as food. Important points. Most of the foods that we eat are cooked. Cooking improves food in several ways. It makes the food tasty. The foods become soft and easily digestible. Cooking kills the harmful germs contained in the food. There are different ways of cooking food like boiling, steaming, frying, baking, and roasting. Foods should not be overcooked because overcooking will destroy the vitamins in the food. Foods should be cooked in proper methods to avoid loss of vitamins and other nutrients. Foods we eat need protection and preservation. If we take some cooked rice or pieces of moist bread in a plate and keep them in the corner of a room and observe after 2 days, we can find ants, flies, and some other insects on the food. Black or green molds may be observed. Some foul smell comes out of it. On cooked food, disease-producing organisms like bacteria and mold may grow if exposed for a long time. They may become infected due to dust and flies. If such foods are eaten, they may cause disease. Any food material stored under improper conditions may be spoiled and becomes useless to eat. The foods that we eat become infected if they are kept exposed to dust and flies. The flies deposit harmful germs on the food. Diseases like cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea will spread by eating contaminated food. So, the food that we eat should be properly covered with lids or wire mesh covers. Foods are spoiled if handled by spoiled hands. It is always safe to use spoons to serve the food. Different ways of preserving food. Some foods like rice, pulses, seeds, nuts may be preserved in airtight containers. They keep away moisture and help in preserving foods for a long time. Foods like meat, eggs, fish, milk, vegetables, and fruits can stay longer and remain fresh at low temperatures. These foods may be kept in refrigerators. Fruits and vegetables can also be protected in other ways. They can be covered in thick wet cloth or wet gunny bags. They can also be preserved in polythene covers with holes. All these methods help to preserve fruits and vegetables only for a week or 10 days. There are other methods of preserving food. Some vegetables like mangoes, tomatoes are available in plenty at low cost during the seasons. They can be properly preserved and used when we need them. Vadiyalu, varugulu, and pickles are prepared with vegetables and preserved. Vegetables like pumpkin, bitter gourd, onions are mixed with black gram preparation and dried in the sun. Cucumber, chilies, and potatoes are dried and preserved. Amla, mangoes, tamarind are used to prepare pickles. Salting also preserves food. Salted food does not allow germs to grow. Salting is used to preserve meat, fish, and vegetables. Jams and jelly are made with excess of sugar and fruit juices of lemon, mango, tomatoes, pineapples, etc. How do farmers preserve food grains and pulses? Farmers store the food grains and pulses for a long time. If food grains are not stored in proper ways, they will be spoiled and wasted. Various agencies are responsible for spoilage of food grains, cereals, and pulses. Ripened grains in the fields are eaten by birds. A large quantity of stored food grains are eaten away by rats and rodents. They will be contaminated by the hairs and feces of rats. Such foods give bad smell. Insects and worms make holes in the grains and pulses and spill them. When exposed to moisture, bacteria and molds may grow and spoil the food which become useless to eat. Food should be stored in such way that they are not wasted. Important points. Food should be preserved in proper way, otherwise they will be spoilt and become useless. Cooked foods kept for a long time will be spoiled by bacteria, yeast and molds. Foul smell comes out of them. Cooked foods should be properly covered, otherwise they will be contaminated with germs which will be deposited by dust, flies and other insects. Meat, fish, milk, fruits and vegetables can be preserved by keeping them in cool places. Foods kept in refrigerators will remain fresh for a long time. Fruits and vegetables can also be preserved fresh for some days by covering them with wet cloth, wet gunny bags, or keeping them in polythene covers with holes. Seasonal vegetables, which are available in plenty and cheap, can be preserved and can be used whenever we need them. Vadiyalu, varagulu, pickles can be prepared out of these and preserved. Foods like fish, vegetables can be preserved by salting and drying in the sun. Foods can also be preserved by keeping them in sugar solution. Jams and jellies are made out of fruit juice. Birds, rats, rodents, insects, worms eat away the food grains and pulses and cause great loss to us. Rats can be caught by using rat cages or killed by using rat poison. We can protect the food from insects by adding powdered seeds of neem or custard apple.
Teacher, we will surely follow all the important points to preserve our food.
Very good.
Population and shortage of food. A family with 1 or 2 children is called a small family. The family with 3 or more number of children is a big family. It is easy to maintain a family with less number of children. They can be given nutritious food. They can be properly attended. Better facilities can be provided to them. The same thing happens in a country. A country with limited population can develop in all respects. Better facilities can be provided to the people living in that country. The number of people living in a particular place, that is, in a village or a town or in a country, is called its population. Census is taken in a country once in every 10 years. According to 1981 census, the population in a country is 68.4 crores, whereas the population according to 1991 census is 84.79 crores. It means that within a period of 10 years, the population in our country has increased more than 16 crores. The population in our country is increasing day by day. What happens if there is no sufficient food? The people are starved to death. The children will not grow healthy. They may fall sick and suffer with many diseases. They cannot read, play, or work efficiently. The total work done by population will be reduced. The weak and sick people cannot serve the country better. A country should be in a position to provide proper food to all its people. Since independence, our government adopted many new methods to improve food protection. Our farmers could achieve double the production by adopting scientific methods in agriculture. In spite of these efforts, many people are not having enough of food to eat. This shortage of food is due to increase in population day by day. The rate of growth in population is much more than the increase in food production. If every family is a small family in a country, the population of a country will be under control. All the people in the country can get enough food. They will be healthy and strong. They can work better for the country. Important points. A family with 1 or 2 children is called a small family. The family with 3 or more number of children is a big family. In a small family, the children can be looked after well. They can be given nutritious food and better facilities. In large families, the children cannot get sufficient nutritious food. The number of people living in a country is its population. The country with limited population can prosper well. In our country, every year 1.36 crores of new population is added to the existing one. The land area in a country cannot grow as the population grows. Cultivable lands remain the same. Shortage of food results as the food produced in the limited land is to be distributed among many people. The population of a country will be under control if every family is a small family.
We all love to wear different style of clothes, don't we?
Teacher, are we going to learn about the clothes we wear?
Absolutely, you're right.
Clothes we wear. Natural, artificial clothes. Clothes which are made of cotton, wool, and silk fibers are natural. They are obtained from the plants and animals. Nowadays, the cotton clothes are used by some people only. Khadi cloth is made with cotton only. We are protecting our body in winter season by wearing woolen clothes. Sweaters, mufflers, monkey caps, police coats, rugs, and carpets are made of wool. The clothes such as nylon, terylene, decoron, and polyester are made of chemical substances. Cleaning, drying, and ironing of these clothes are very easy. Hence, their usage is becoming higher. Their texture smooth, colorful, and unfolded. Hence, people like them. The people wear clothes according to their region. Some people like to wear kurta and pajama. Some people like dark colors and some like light colors. In our country, there are various types of dresses. Even though the dressing is different, we all are Indians. The type of dressing may be varied, but the clothes help us to protect our body from chillness and heat of the sun. Property of absorption of water. If we dip the various types of clothes such as cotton, silk, wool, and terylene in water, each type of clothes have not absorbed the water in equal quantity. Each pieces take different times to dry. Like that, some chemical substances are pressed and fiber-like structures is dipped in acid. They are called artificial fibers. They become colorful with dyes. These clothes are woven by machines. Cleaning methods of clothes. For washing the clothes like cotton, silk, wool, and terylene, soap water are used. They are called detergents. They give foam to salt water also. Detergents are in the market in various shapes and names. All these are having the capacity of cleaning. They are soaked in detergent water for some time. Later they are cleaned by applying soap, brush, and by rinsing in water. Costly silk saris and woolen clothes may spoil if we use soap and water. Hence, petrol wash is needed for them. Petrol cleans the oil and grease. This is called dry cleaning. Care of clothes. For the brightness of white clothes, blue powder or blue liquid will be applied. After the application of starch, the clothes are to be dried under the sun directly and then ironed. Do not dry the dark colored clothes under the sun directly. If we do so, their colors will be spoiled. At the time of washing the clothes, first we test them whether the color of the cloth is weak or strong. If we dip the weak colored clothes with the other may be spoiled. Nowadays, people are using washing machines. Water and detergents are used in the machines also. Ironing is needed after they are dried. Cotton clothes are to be dried under the sun. Many people are using electric iron boxes at present. While we are using the box, we should be beware of electric shock and heat. Dress according to seasons. Thin and white cotton clothes give more comfort to the body in the tropical countries, such as India. They absorb sweat and cools the body. Dressing of clothes change according to the regions. Khadi, poplin, long cloth, mull are some of the names of clothes. The people residing in cold regions wear woolen clothes. In our country, the places such as Ooty, Kodaikanal, Shimla, Kashmir and Himalayan region are very chill in winter season. If we wear coat or sweater, we feel warmth in winter. We wear these as our regular clothes. The air which lies in between the two clothes avoid the passing of cold wind directly towards the body. It does not allow the heat to pass away from the body surface. White colored thin cotton clothes are more useful in summer. Dark colored thick clothes are more useful in winter. Police overcoat is also made of wool.
We all have a place to stay. And what is this place called?
It's a house, teacher. I love my home.
Everyone does love their home.
Shelter we live in. Site for the house. Where is your house located? Is it beside the hill or in the forest or beside the road having heavy traffic? We will construct the house on a hard ground. If not, it may be sunken due to cyclonic rains. If we construct our house beside the hill, the rocks may roll on the house on account of soil erosion due to heavy rains. Hence, the house should be constructed on hard and high-level plain ground which is far away from hills having huge stones. If you build a house in the forest area, we may be afraid of forest animals. Each and every house should have sufficient foundation. We should construct our house to a certain height from the ground level. The walls of the house are also built at higher level. Separate rooms are to be provided for separate purposes. The doors, windows, and ventilators should be fixed in opposite walls. Then it should be possible for light and air to enter the house freely. If there is a compound wall, garden can be grown in the foreground. Flowers, vegetables, and fruits can also be grown. We can play in our own playground. It also gives beauty to the house. Through windows, sparrows, monkeys, cats can enter the house. Hence, wire mesh is to be arranged to avoid them. The roof of the house is to be hard and slant. Then the rainwater flows down easily. Steps are to be constructed to enter the upstairs. For water supply, well or bore well or tap is to be provided. If there is a well, it is to be covered with metal sheet. Water from the bathrooms is not allowed to enter the streets. Drainage facility is to be provided. The water used is useful to the garden also. If not, we have to dig a big deep hole and allow the used water to go into it. Every house must have a septic tank. Cattle are kept in cattle sheds. The reason is the bad odor of the dung and urine may spread into the house. Some diseases also may spread through these animals. The walls of the house should be whitewashed at least once in a year. Lime can prevent the microbes and so protect our health. Sunshades are to be constructed upon the windows for the protection from the rain. Ventilators must be permitted in all rooms. The house can have a kitchen, dining hall, bedroom, hall, storeroom and veranda. Surroundings of the house and sanitation. Where does the water go from the house after cleaning of the vessels and washing of clothes? Is it outside the house and towards the street? If everyone uses water like this, the surroundings of the houses will become dirty with stagnant water. Flies and mosquitoes breed on this water. There will be foul odor in the streets. Harmful microbes multiply. In course of time, the health of the people in these places are affected. We should not throw out the waste matter like dung and used article near the houses. Heaps of such materials invite pigs and flies. They are the carriers of many diseases. The brain fever carrier is the pig. Cholera, typhoid and diarrhea diseases spread through flies. Mosquitoes spread malaria and filaria. We should not allow growing any unwanted plants around our houses. Parthenium is such a plant that causes bronchitis.
What does every plumber have in his hand while he goes to work?
He carries his toolbox. It's very important for people like carpenter, plumber, etc.
Tools and machines we use. Tools make work easier. We use needles to stitch notebooks, knives and blades for sharpening pencils, and a pencil sharpener to do it more easily. We use a scissor for cutting paper and a hammer for driving nails into the wall. The needle, knife, blade, pencil sharpener, scissors, and hammer are tools. In order to plant a sapling in the soil, we can make a bed with our hands, but it is easier to dig the earth with a crowbar. A spade makes it easier for us to push aside the soil dug with a crowbar. Thus, the tools we use make our work easier. They save our energy. We use spoons to serve rice and curries. We can serve food even with our hands, but serving with spoons is easier and hygienic. The spoon is also a tool. It will also be revealed that one tool is used for many purposes, and also how deeply human life is dependent on tools. Human life is almost impossible in the absence of tools. Primitive man used sticks to obtain fruits from trees in the forest. He got the sticks from the trees themselves. He used the sticks to attack forest animals and defend himself. He used to dig roots from the ground with the sticks and eat them. The stick was man's first tool. Before that, his hand was his tool. After that, he used to dig the earth with pointed stones. He used the pointed stones to rip the flesh of animals. If a stone was not suitable for the job, he shaped it to suit the job by striking off flakes with another stone. He tied the pointed stones to sticks with creepers and used them as spears to hunt animals in the forest. He also used the bones of dead animals as tools and weapons. Gradually, man discovered fire and iron and made tools of iron. With iron tools, he could do many things easily. He broke rocks with tools and built houses. He made crowbars, spades, and plows and tilled the land. He selected the plants useful to him, planted them or sowed their seeds, and raised crop with the help of tools. He made looms and wove clothes with tools. Man has thus made his life better and comfortable with the help of tools. Machines. Look at the sewing machine. It has several parts. There are needles which pierce the cloth and thread the string, a lever which furnishes the string to the needle, a wheel which moves the lever, a pedal that turns the wheel, etc. The needle, the lever, the wheel, and the pedal are tools, and the sewing machine is a combination of tools working in cooperation with each other. From stone implementation to iron tools, from tools to simple machines, and from them to complicated machines, man has progressed to the extent of devising machines to undertake interplanetary travel. Here are the list of tools that are being used by the farmers in the villages. The plough, to plough the land. The crowbar, to dig earth. The sickle, to cut crop. The spade, to shovel. Seed layer, to sow seeds. The axe, to cut branches. The carpenter makes articles with wood. The tools used by him are axe and chisel to cut wood, plane to smoothen wood, axe to cut logs, saw to saw wood, the drill to make holes in the wood. The carpenter uses hammer, screwdriver, file, and many more tools. The blacksmith, artisans who work with iron and make iron articles are called blacksmith. If we go to a blacksmith, we can find the furnace, the bellows that keep the furnace burning, the heavy hammer and anvil, tongs, pincer, cutting pliers, all very interesting. The tailor. Tailors use a sewing machine, scissors, tape, needle, cutting tables, etc. Cycle repair shop. What are the activities that go on in a cycle repair shop? Punches to tubes and tires are sealed. Nuts and bolts are tightened or loosened. Cycle parts oiled, etc. in a cycle repair shop. Care and maintenance of tools. Tools are usually made of iron and wood. Iron rusts in the presence of moisture. There is moisture in the air around us. So, iron tools rust soon. Rusted tools are brittle. They lose their sharpness and become useless. Iron tools also lose their sharpness on account of constant use and become blunt. Careless handling of iron tools result in cuts and wounds. Rotating parts of machines get reduced on account of friction. Increase in friction makes the tools trot and loose and also produce unpleasant sound. Care of iron tools. To prevent rusting, air should not be allowed to come into contact with iron tools. Grease, Vaseline or coconut oil should be applied to iron tools when they are not in use. On account of the oil layer, air cannot come into contact with the iron tool or iron parts of a tool. Rusted tool. If an iron tool is already rusted, kerosene has to be applied to the tool and the tool is to be kept away for some time. Kerosene dissolves rust. The dissolved rust is then rubbed off with a brush. Grease, coconut oil or Vaseline is applied to the tool now and the tool kept in its place. The grease or Vaseline may be wiped off before using the tool again. Friction. To reduce friction in rotating parts, lubricants like machine oil or coconut oil may be applied at the rotating points. You might have noticed the tailor applying oil to the sewing machine now and then. Sharpening. When a chisel has lost its sharpness, it may be rubbed on a sharpening stone with a drop of oil. Sharpening should not be done without oil. If tools like sickles and knives lose their sharpness, they may be rubbed with a file or ground on a grinding stone to restore its sharpness. Safety of wooden tools. Wood is eaten by rats and white ants. Wooden parts of tools have to be protected from them. They may be brushed with sandpaper first. Then varnish has to be applied to prevent insect and white ants coming near them. Care in use of tools. A tool should be used for the purpose for which it is intended. A chisel should not be used for tightening or loosening of screw nails. A screwdriver should be used for driving and loosening screws, nails, but not for opening metal caps.
Every tool should have its place. The tool should be replaced in its place when not in use. The tool should always be kept sharp and trim. The rust on iron tools should not be blown with your breath. It may get into your eyes. It should be removed by a brush into the waste basket. Lubricants should be wiped off before using a tool. Blade holder. When we hold a blade, it may cut a finger as it is very sharp and thin. If half of the blade is covered by a holder, you can safely hold it between a thumb and forefinger. Plants play an important role in producing oxygen for us to breathe. Let us now learn about plants and animals around us. Plants and animals around us. We can find many living organisms. They are plants and animals. Among plants, there are different types. Some are small, some are bushy, and some are big trees. We can find differences among these plants. All plants do not have the same shape,
flowers, and fruits. Some plants are seen growing from soil. Tamarind, mango, banyan, and rose grow from soil. These are land plants. Some plants live in water. They are Hydrilla and Vallisneria. These are water plants. Plants like Opuntia and cactus are found growing in dry, sandy soils. There is not much water in these soils. Such dry, sandy soils are called desert. The plants grown here are desert plants. In the land plants, each plant has a root system in the soil. It helps the plant fix in the soil. Roots absorb water and salts from the soil. Plant has stem part above the soil. It grows upwards. It bears branches and leaves, flowers and fruits. These leaves on the stem are green. They prepare the food materials. They help to evaporate water through small pores. Plants like lotus, hydrilla, and vallisneria grow in water. In lotus, the leaves and flowers float on water. The stem and roots are inside the water. Vallisneria plant is completely inside the water. Some water plants float on water. Let's see about a plant living in water. The plants are light in weight. The stems and roots are soft and spongy. All parts of these plants can absorb air. The root system is reduced. They contain air spaces which help in floating in water. The lotus leaf has a waxy coating. Water does not wet the leaf. See how the plant parts are adjusted to live in water medium. Let's see how a desert plant grows in dry, sandy soils. These plants adapt to the desert conditions. The leaves of these plants are very much reduced. Sometimes they are absent. In plants like cactus, leaves change into small spines. In aloe, the leaves are thick with gum-like fluid inside them. The leaves store water. Stems of desert plants are green. Stems perform the functions of leaves. The stem surface is waxy. The roots are long and grow deep into soil. Plants make their own food. Among all living beings, only green plants are capable of preparing their own food. Green plants are the source of food to animals and other living beings. Usually, plants do not depend on others for their food. They prepare their food from simple substances available in their surroundings. The green leaves of the plant prepare the food materials. A plant receives from its environment all its requirements. Roots absorb water and salts present in the soil. The stem conducts the salts and water upwards up to the leaves. Leaves take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The green leaves are exposed to sunlight during daytime. Green leaves contain a green substance called chlorophyll. This substance converts carbon dioxide and water into starch with the help of light energy. So, starch is the food prepared in the green leaves. This is stored as reserve food in roots, stems, fruits and seeds. The wheat, rice, potato contain starch. The vegetables and the tubers contain starch. In ripe fruits, starch is converted into sugar, so fruits are sweet in taste. Green plants, source of food for man and animals. We eat a variety of food items. They are cooked rice, wheat, and ragi. We use sugar and oil. We eat banana, orange, guava, carrots, tomato, potato, palak, red gram, green gram, and other vegetables. All these are plant products. They contain starch or sugar or oil. All these foods are useful to man.
Teacher, what is the use of a plant?
Plants are useful for us in many ways. Let us now learn the uses of plants. Uses of plants. Plants are not only useful as food items, but they are useful in many other ways. Elderly persons can tell us about plants useful as medicine in our day-to-day ailments. Plants such as okimum, datura, amla, and neem are useful in preparing medicines. Plows are made with wood of acacia plants. Wooden handles of instruments are made from teak, so also windows and doors from teak and mango wood. We get large wooden beams and wood useful for preparing tables, boxes, chair from teak and rosewood plants. A farmer in the field raises different types of crops in the field. For our food needs, we depend upon crops like rice, wheat, maize, and ragi. A farmer grows crops like sugarcane, cotton, pulses, groundnut, sunflower, which are also useful to man in day-to-day use. As short-term crops, vegetables like brinjal, tomato, lady's finger, gourds, cabbage, palak, coriander, and onions are grown as seasonal crops. From the above crops, we get all the products that are useful to man in daily life. Dairy farm. The cows, buffaloes, and other cattle eat the grass. The dried grass is called fodder. Fodder grass comes from plants like rice and wheat plants. Milk-yielding animals are fed with fodder of sun hemp plants and napier grass. Different grains, grass, and fodders used by cattle also come from plants. Even animals like tiger, dog, and a cat depends on animals that eat grass. Plants are useful because they give us oxygen. Oxygen keeps the air pure. Plants take in carbon dioxide and give us back oxygen. Plants keep the surface of the earth cool. They give shade in summer. They help in giving timely rains. Plants also help a large number of birds and other animals to build their nest and shelters and stay on them. Dried plants give us wood, which we use as fuel. The old leaves fallen on ground are used in preparing manure. Plants supply all requirements of timber and wood to build a house or a hut. Roofing is also made with coconut or palmyra leaves. Paper is prepared from the pulp of eucalyptus and bamboo plants. Scents are prepared from flowers of roses and jasmine. Care and protection of plants. The large and many plants we see around us have grown from size of the baby plants. It takes many years to become large plants. They need care and protection till they become bigger plants. There are different methods of protecting the young plants from being eaten by animals. Large shade-giving trees are seen on either side of the roads in a city or trunk roads. In young stages, these plants are protected from animals by placing thorny plants around them. Some plants are protected by placing wire mesh around the young plants. Baby plants are grown inside the old empty drums. Drums have holes for passage of air and light. Near the parks in cities, we see small brick walls built around small plants. Small spaces are left in between bricks. The growing plant parts will be away from the reach of the animals. The plants can be watered through the spaces of brick wall. They receive sunlight and prepare their food material. In course of time, they grow into big plants. During growth, crop plants also need protection. Farmers take a special care to keep away the local animals like cattle, goats, and sheep. Farmers lay wire fence around the farms on roadside fields. The fence will be 1 meter in height. Animals cannot jump over the fence. Around the fields, thorny plants are placed for protection. Opuntia and agave plants also give protection to crop plants as they possess spines. Farmers take extra care in protecting the crop plants from disease-producing agents. Microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, and fungus and harmful insects produce diseases in crop plants. As a result, crop yield is reduced. These organisms attack leaves or seeds. Insects suck the juice of plant. To prevent these attacks, farmers protect their crops by spraying chemicals. Those chemicals that kill the pest and insects are called pesticides and insecticides. Farmers remove any diseased plant in early stages from the crop. Any unwanted or useless plants, if found mixed with regular crop plants, they are also removed from the field. These are also called weeds. Healthy plants keep the environment neat and help the people to be healthy. So we have to protect the plants and keep the environment clean. For good and healthy growth, plants are watered every day. The soil is kept clean and free from stones and rubbish material. Manure is added to the soil for growth of plants. Extreme heat, cold, and rains are harmful to plants. Garden plants are sprayed with chemicals to prevent disease. New varieties of plants resistant to disease are to be grown. Plants are grown in regular rows and designed in school compounds. Flowering plants are grown according to the season. It is nice to look at such a garden in a school grown by all pupils. Like plants, animals are also helpful for us in many ways. We even use animals as our pets. Animals help in many ways. We find a variety of animals around us. They are the cows, buffaloes, sheep, goat, dogs, pigs, cats, hens, duck, and fishes. Cows, buffaloes are grown in houses and farms. These animals give us milk. Curd, butter, and ghee are prepared from milk. Milk is balanced food for babies. It is nutritious. The hides of these animals are converted into leather. Chappal, boots, belts, bags, and purses are prepared with leather of these animals. Wool and meat come from sheep and goat. Carpets, caps, and dresses are made with wool. Sheep meat is useful as food. Dog and cat are domestic animals. Dog is a faithful animal. It guards the house. Cat kills the mice. Fish are grown in fish ponds. They are also available in rivers and seas. They give us meat. Animals like oxen, camels are used in farming. In forest, elephants carry logs of wood. Animals are gift to nature to us. We have to grow them and protect them. They are useful to man. If we help the animals, they also help us in many ways. Animals reproduce their young ones. The baby animals around us are seen moving with their parent animals. Young domestic animals grow into adult animals in period of time. Different animals begin to give rise to their young one to develop in the mother's womb differs in different animals. In a house rat, it takes about 30 to 32 days. Young one of a cat or a dog takes 60 days for the full development of the embryo in the womb. The calf comes out of the cow after development for 280 days inside the uterus. It takes nearly 20 months for an elephant to bear its young one inside it and to deliver. The young ones of animals require after delivery special care and protection. The mother animals are fed well in order to give more milk to the baby animals. The young ones are allowed to suckle the milk of their mothers. The baby animals are kept in clean, neat and healthy surroundings. The parent animals like their babies and keep them warm. Farmers build special sheds and shelters to keep the mother and baby animals.
How should we take care of animals?
Taking care of animals requires more patience. Care and protection of animals. We find various measures and practices for giving protection of animals. Animals are to be taken care of. The domestic animals need good food and safe drinking water. They also require a clean and large shelter against rain and sunlight. The animal bodies are to be kept clean and free from infections. If they fall sick, they are to be taken to a veterinary hospital. The floor and surrounding parts of the shed of animals are also kept clean and neat. Rubbish and excreta of animals is removed from the floor. The floor is frequently washed and kept dry. The young ones of domestic animals are given nutritious food in addition to mother's milk. They are given vaccines to prevent diseases. Different types of shelters are constructed for different types of animals. Cows and buffaloes are kept in sheds with roof above. Horses live in stables. Dogs take shelter in small house-like structure called kennels. Fish are grown in fish tanks and aquarium. Important points. Plants grow on land, in water and in deserts. Plants in different environments adapt to their surroundings. Plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Sunlight is essential for starch preparation by plants. Plants are useful to us as food, in medicines, and in many ways. Plants are protected with fences, brick walls, and thorny bushes. Diseases in plants are controlled by pesticides and insecticides. Animals give birth to their young ones and also protect them.